Okay, we'll go to a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? And I believe Delegate Wells is excused. Okay, so that would be 23 to 0 to 1, and who's absent? Lehrman, okay. Okay, Senate Bill 32 passes. Let me get a pen, pardon me. All righty, let's go to Senate Bill 44. Okay, let me turn on your mic.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 44 prohibits a person from leaving a dog outside and unattended for longer than 30 minutes without access to specified shelter shade during certain weather conditions. There are no amendments, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second? And so this is identical to the House bill that we passed previously.
This is the version that the sponsors and the two houses agreed on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. That's right. Okay. They amended it and the sponsor, House sponsor, agreed to the amendment. So no amendments. Any discussion before we go to a roll call vote? Yes, push a button, please. Go ahead, Delegate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I'm going to go no. I love dogs, and I had a dog. But it was an Alaskan Malamute, and it really liked the cold temperatures. So it doesn't make sense that we'd force him to have to come in when he actually really liked being outside in the cold. So thank you.
Oh. Okay. Roll call. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Delegate Siliberti.
Well, no, I want to support my colleague directly across from me within rifle range, but the operative word is extreme. You know, minus 40 below ain't making it.
Well, he's definitely within spitwad range, that's for sure. Roll call.
Stein. Yes. Holmes. Aye. Learman. Fraser Hidalgo. Yes. Otto. No. Jacobs. Yes. Wyville. Humphrey. Yes. Siliberti. Love. Ruth. Yes. Prettyman. Foley. Yes. Stewart. Lehman. Tarasa. Parrott. No. Boyce. Yes. Clark. DeLisi. Anderton. Yeah. Gilchrist. Yes. Healy. Yes. Chairman.
Chairman votes yes. And give us the margin. It's 20 to 4 to 1 excused. Okay, the bill passes. Those little fluffy Yorkshire Terriers, though. Anyway, SB 64.
Senate Bill 64, Beach Erosion Control District. This is a bill for an Ocean City structure. As amended, the bill exempts the repair, renovation, reconstruction, or limited expansion of specified structures in the beach erosion control district. The amendments conform the bill. This time we are taking the House version, conform the bill to House Bill 1300 as it passed. Move the amendments.
Okay, any discussion on the amendments before we vote on them? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote on the amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before us is amended. Is there a second? Any discussion on the bill as amended? If not, we'll proceed to a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And one excused. The bill passes unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 92. Marvin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 92 is favorable without amendments. The amendments added by the Senate conform the bill to HB 777, which passed this committee 25 to 0 and also passed third reader on the House 138 to 0. Mr. Chair, that just probably means that Congressman Parrott was not there that day.
No, he was there. It was 25 to 0 in committee.
Oh, there you go.
At least in committee.
Move favorable, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion on this highly controversial bill before we proceed to a voice vote? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? One excused absence. The bill carries unanimous among those present. Senate Bill 121.
Mr. Chairman, Senate Bill 121 as amended is identical to House Bill 147 as passed by the House. The bill alters the purpose and use of the Maryland Farms and Families Fund, establishes the Maryland Food and Agricultural Resiliency Mechanism Grant Program, and establishes the Maryland Farm to School Meal Grant Pilot Program. Move the amendments, Mr. Chairman.
Any discussion on the amendments before we proceed to a voice vote? Okay, seeing none, we'll vote on the amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill is before us as amended. Is there a second? Okay, the bill is amended and seconded. Any discussion on Senate Bill 121 prior to voting? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Delegate Parrott is opposed. Anyone else? Okay. Why let your friends down, right, Neil? And by your friends, I mean us. The bill carries by a margin of 23-1 with one excused. Let's proceed to Senate Bill 296. There we go.
Mr. Chair, SB 296 is identical to HB 558 as passed by the House. Move favorable.
And there's a second. Any discussion on this bill before we proceed to a vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Let's go to Senate Bill 371, and that would be Ann Healy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 371 and House Bill 728, which is the next one on the list, are companion pieces.
Okay.
And I'll address the Senate bill first. This bill is being brought to full committee with additional discussion that was done in the subcommittee. As amended, the bill alters the existing practices by which Carroll County government, specifically their Department of Human Resources of Carroll County, may request from the Criminal Justice Information System, CJIS, Central Repository, a state and a national criminal history records check for a specific prospective county employee or volunteer. The amendments specify the types of prospective employees and volunteers which the Department of Human Resources of Carroll County may request a state or national criminal history records check. The bill came in as a blanket allowing the county to do criminal record checks on anyone who would work for them or volunteer for them. We discussed this with the Carroll County delegation, and we have letters of support for the amendments to narrow it so that it includes those who will be working with children, which was the main point of what the bill wanted to do, without broadening it out to every single possible employee and volunteer. And they agreed. We have letters of support from both the House and Senate delegations, and so therefore I move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments that have been agreed to by the local delegation? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill is before us as amended. Is there a second? Any discussion on the bill before we vote on Senate Bill? We're starting with Senate Bill 371, correct?
Correct.
Yep. Okay. We'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. And House Bill 728, same argument, correct?
Correct. The amendments do this, will make it identical to the bill we just passed. So I would move those amendments.
And there's a second. Any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill is before us as amended. Is there a second? Any discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimous among those present. Senate Bill 454. Yep, there you go.
Thank you. This bill is identical to House Bill 195, sponsored by the good Delegate Clark, and as passed by the House. Move favorable.
Okay, it's straight favorable? Got it. Okay. Any discussion on this bill before we vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 465. Dave.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 465, as amended, Senate Bill 465, which is amended, is the same as House Bill 206, which passed the House, repeals the catch-all prohibited relating to license and driving of a moped operator permit, expressly, as amended, as the bill is amended. It expressly prohibits fraudulent and dishonest conduct of the examination or testing process for the insurance or renewal of a driver's license or moped operator's permit. This is in the same exact, this puts the bill in the same exact posture as the original House bill. So move the amendment.
And there's a second. Any discussion on the conforming amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before us is amended. Is there a second? Any discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 466. Delegate Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 466 clarifies that specified amendments to the Potomac River Compact made in 2007 and then others made in 2013 are in fact in effect. It's a straight favorable, Mr. Chairman. Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this bill before we proceed to a vote? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. And no, any abstentions? No abstentions. The bill carries unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 711.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 711 is the House version of the bill we just did. House Bill 711 clarifies the same amendments to the Potomac River Compact are in effect. That's a straight favorable, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second? Any discussion on House Bill 711? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 520. Who's got that one? There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 520 authorizes Baltimore City to decrease or increase a previously established level of maximum speed limit on a highway under its jurisdiction without performing an engineering study and traffic study. There were no amendments. The bill is a cross-file, right, Patrick? I don't have it's a cross-file. We already passed this bill. Is this, Regina, this isn't yours, is it? No, that's a different one? Okay. Okay. At any rate, Mr. Chair, this is the bill that we already passed, and this is just the cross-file.
Okay.
So.
Is it straight favorable?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay. Any discussion on the bill before we proceed to a vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Delegate Parrott is opposed. Any abstentions? The bill passes 23-1 with one excused. So let's go to Senate Bill 557. Who's got that? Brooke does. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill authorizes Baltimore County, as specified by local law, to acquire within the boundary lines of West Baltimore County land and property by purchase, lease, gift, condemnation, or any other legal means for residential, commercial, or industrial development or redevelopment, and to sell, lease, convey, transfer, or otherwise dispose of any land or property, and establishes the West Baltimore County Redevelopment Authority. The bill describes that Baltimore County's powers in regard to that authority as well. The subcommittee voted favorable, so move favorable.
Second.
And there's a second. And yes, Delegate Parrott, go ahead and push the button.
So does this expand eminent domain then in the city of Baltimore?
No, this bill doesn't have anything to do with the city of Baltimore. This is about Baltimore County.
County, okay. So does it expand eminent domain in the county?
No, this just it creates a redevelopment authority that will allow that authority to have some ability to purchase land, to do work, to do redevelopment work in the area that's described in the law.
Got it. And they're going to acquire this land by reaching an agreement with
By
whoever
buying
owns
it, usually.
And they can't just use eminent domain to get the land then. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, and this is a straight favorable, correct? Okay, any further discussion before we proceed to a vote? We'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill Delegate Jalisi would like to abstain. I guess, yeah, okay, so, yeah, you're abstaining under the... Okay. Right, okay. So the bill carries 23 to, with one abstention and one excused. If it's an ethical thing, you'll have to file something. If you feel it's conflict, okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Senate Bill 731. Dave.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The subcommittee's amendments are just clarifying language, and it's in the same posture as HB 870. Move the amendments.
And there's a second. Any discussion on the amendments? Delegate Parrott, push your button, please.
Thank you. If I'm thinking of the right bill, I spoke to the lobbyist for the towers, and she said there was an agreement in the state senate where the towers and the truckers came together.
That's a
completely
bill.
It's
different
a different bill? Okay, thank you.
That's a completely different bill.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I suspect that's what Delegate Foley was about to say.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
The difference between those bills is this one is very simple and the other one was not so.
Yes. This is the electronic notification. Yes.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Oh, yes. Okay, on the bill, on the amendments, rather. All those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any the ayes seem to have it, the ayes have it. The bill is before us as amended. Is there a second? Any discussion on the bill before we proceed to a vote? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill passes unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 744. There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a cross-file of a bill that we have passed through the House. There were some amendments to both make the bill conform to the House version that has already passed, which was Delegate Palakovich-Carr's bill.
Yay.
And and to add distribution of $30 million to the rental housing fund within the Department of Housing and Community Development by June 30th, 2022. That money is already in the budget that has passed both chambers. This just authorizes that transfer to happen. So move the amendments.
Any discussion on the amendments before we proceed to a vote? Okay, we'll vote on the amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before us is amended. Is there a second? There is a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 746. Ann.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is, Senate Bill 746 is a straightforward, simple Frederick County Sheriff's salary increase. And it's the Senate bill, there is no House bill. So the motion is favorable.
Is it straight favorable?
Straight favorable.
Okay. Delegate Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess question for either subcommittee chair or council. How does this compare to other sheriff salaries? I saw an article in the Frederick News Post that said that the county that's most comparable to Frederick is Hartford, which has a significantly lower salary for their sheriff than in this bill, even though Hartford has more employees. Do we have any sort of sense of?
We don't really get involved in that because we consider it local courtesy that what the local delegation.
Do we have a?
Well, I've been told that there are some counties that pay their sheriff more too.
Okay.
So,
And do we have is this something that the executive and the county council, and I know that it was really controversial in the Frederick delegation, but is this something that we have, that the executive or the county council support? Do we know? Okay.
While he's checking, let me say that these bills tend to happen in election years, and these individuals are up for reelection, and so, go ahead, do you have an answer?
There was nothing offered by.
Okay.
Okay, let me, Delegate Terrazzo.
You said that, thank you, Mr. Chairman. You said that there were some that paid more, and I remember there being testimony that this was bringing it in line, but how much does this bring it to?
What's the amount? Is it 125?
For 2023 and 2024, the sheriff shall receive $140,000, and for 2025 and each year thereafter, it will be $150,000. It is currently $125,000.
Okay, I guess I'd like to know who it is that's paying more. You pay more?
Delegate Clark said the Calvert County pays more.
Because I know we don't.
Delegate Siliberti, you have an answer for that, or?
No, actually, just to point out that some pay the sheriffs as high as $175,000.
Right.
Again, I'd like to remind everybody that this is a local courtesy issue. I'm sorry.
The subcommittee chair has the floor.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody that we have been doing these continuously through the whole session. They're local courtesy based on what the local delegations ask. What the local government wants, we take into consideration if they tell us. But we really ask for and get letters of support from the delegation, and they are backed up with a vote list so that it is a clear majority of the delegation that has come to us before we even have a hearing on these. So just for your information, we don't get involved in the minuscule details most of the time.
We have a couple of people who would like to speak. Delegate Ruth is first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Delegate Haley, do we have a vote count from the delegation, what the vote was?
I don't have it here.
That's okay.
I don't have it here with me. I have.
We're looking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But to be clear, I mean, for local bills such as these, we don't even have a hearing unless we have a letter from the delegation. Delegate Parrott.
Thank you. I do know that in the state Senate, they already voted on this, and Senator Young voted for it, and also Senator Huff. So it's unanimous in the state
It
Senate.
was unanimous. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's proceed, and this is favorable with amendments. No, wait, hold on. This is straight favorable. Straight favorable, and it's been seconded. All those in favor of Senate Bill 746 signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, let me, Delegate Learman, Delegate Love, Delegate Ruth, Foley, Stewart, Lehman, and Terrazza. Don't do that. Give us the vote margin. And so it is 17 in favor, 7 opposed, and 1 excused. Senate Bill 746 passes. Senate Bill 869. Who's got that?
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill requires the mayor and the City Council of Baltimore City to conduct a specified comprehensive small box discount store diversity study, and the bill authorizes the mayor and City Council to enact specified planning and zoning controls relating to small box.
Hey, settle down, everybody. The subcommittee chair has the floor.
Relating to small box discount stores. The bill takes effect July 1, 2022. There are no amendments. Move favorable.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this bill before we proceed to a vote? Yes, Delegate Parrott, go ahead and push your button.
Thank you. I heard what you said. What does it have to do with a study of minority-owned businesses? Is that what I heard?
it's a diversity study. So it requires the mayor and city council to conduct a study of small box discount stores that to be completed by some qualified analyst, and it will appropriately classify, define, and regulate small box discount stores along a number of different economic, demographic, and public health dimensions, including a list of the number and distribution of small box discount stores in Baltimore City, a description of the environmental, public safety, and economic impact of a representative sample of those existing stores, recommendations for changes to the establishment of small box discount stores as a conditional use, including restriction standards, enforcement procedures, and regulations. So just sort of the types, there are a whole bunch of different, if you're thinking diversity as one type of demographic, it's not, it's a whole bunch. It's economic, demographic, public health, trying to understand the impact of these small box discount stores in the city and where they're going. They are proliferating quite extensively in in Baltimore City, and we want to understand why, because most of them don't bring fresh food, they don't bring a lot of things that people in the city need. So we want to understand better where they're going and the public health results of them.
Thank you, but these are all private businesses, right?
Yes, they are.
And it sounds like at the end of this study, they're going to try and come up with new regulations. So that's kind of the reason for the study?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and this is a straight favorable. So, any further discussion before we proceed to a vote? Seeing none, we'll vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we have in opposition Delegate Otto, Delegate Wyville, Delegate Parrott. Anyone else? Any abstention? Oh, I think Delegate Siliberti would like to oppose also. And no abstentions. So the margin is 20-4 with one excused. Senate Bill blah, 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 blah. 869 passes. Announcements. Any announcements?
Housing and Real Property Subcommittee.
Why don't you push a button? Yep.
Housing and Real Property Subcommittee, Mr. Chair, will not meet.
Dave.
Thank you. Motor Vehicle Subcommittee, if there are no conflicts, which doesn't appear to be, will meet at 1:45.
Okay.
15 minutes.
Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And here.
Environment Subcommittee will meet at 3 on Zoom.
Okay. Okay. Trish asked me to remind you that our committee picture is when and where again? In the steps in front of the State House. But if it's raining, right. So outside if it's nice, inside in the old house chamber if it's not nice. Hey, I just follow orders here. Okay, and
Quick
Dave?
announcement. Yeah, one more quick announcement. This one is, I want to make sure everybody pays attention to this announcement because it's very, very important. On the House floor today, I had the opportunity to introduce my son for the first time in 3 years, which I was not able to do because he was on the House floor, and because he told me not to embarrass him and introduce him on the House floor. So I decided that maybe I would embarrass him and introduce him here. So that's him sitting next to Molly back there.
No, don't.
And
let's
the funny thing is the last time he was here, he was testifying on the electric school bus bill, which passed yesterday. So.
Yeah.
Scott.
And don't you wish
Scott.
you had his hair?
I do wish I had his hair. He got all that from his mom. I had nothing to do with that part.
All right, okay. Okay, great. I'm meeting with the chair of the JPR committee at 2 o'clock, and I would like to have my leadership group meet with me at 4 in the conference room. I think that will conflict with nothing that anybody else is doing. So leadership at 4 in the conference room. Be there. Aloha. We're adjourned.